The early days of O-Pee-Chee, a true Canadian company, eh? It all started in a small town in Ontario with brothers John and Duncan McDermott. They started out back in 1911, making chewing gum. Yes, before they became famous for their hockey cards, they were known for their delicious gum. But it wasn't long before they jumped into the world of hockey cards. The transition was smooth, and they quickly became a household name. In 1933, they released their first sets, the V304A and V304B. These sets marked the beginning of a new era for collectors. These cards were something special, a real glimpse into the past. They captured the essence of the sport and the players who made it great. And featuring some of the biggest stars in the game, guys like Eddie Shore and Howie Morenz. These players were legends, and having their cards was a big deal. These cards are incredibly rare today, and if you can find one in good condition, you've got yourself a real treasure. Collectors around the world search for these gems, making them highly sought after.
Now, these V-Series sets, they're a bit of a mystery. They have intrigued collectors and historians alike for decades. We don't know exactly how many cards produced in each set or even exactly where and how they were distributed. The distribution methods remain a topic of debate among enthusiasts. It's all part of the fun, trying to piece together the history of these cards. Each card is a piece of a larger puzzle. What we do know is that O-Pee-Chee released one last standard set in this era, the V304E in 1937-38. This set stands out for its unique Art Deco-inspired design. These cards captured the essence of hockey's golden era, and then O-Pee-Chee stopped making hockey cards.
Why did they stop? When World War II came along, companies had to focus on what was important. With the arrival of World War II, sugar and other commodities were rationed, and the O-Pee-Chee company switched from producing gum to supplying dried egg powder to Europe and the United Kingdom. Hockey cards were put on hold, and it would be a long time before they made a comeback. But those early O-Pee-Chee sets, they left their mark, while remaining a reminder of a simpler time.
The NHL booms and O-Pee-Chee returns. Fast forward to 1968. The NHL is rapidly growing with 6 new teams, expansion across the United States, and a whole new generation of fans. And you know what that means? It's time for hockey cards to make a comeback. O-Pee-Chee answered the call, releasing their first full set of hockey cards in over 30 years. These cards were bigger and bolder than their predecessors, with color photos and player stats on the back. They were a huge hit with fans, and O-Pee-Chee was back in the hockey card game.
The Topps partnership and the Canadian difference. Now, O-Pee-Chee didn't do it alone. They teamed up with Topps, an American card company, to produce their cards. But here's the thing. O-Pee-Chee cards were always a little different from their Topps counterparts. They had French and English text as part of Canada's bilingual heritage, and they often featured different players or photos, making them unique and highly collectible. For years, O-Pee-Chee and Topps worked together, bringing hockey cards to fans across North America. But in 1995, O-Pee-Chee produced their last set of hockey cards. The market was changing, and Topps decided to focus on their own brand.
The legacy of O-Pee-Chee. So, what's the legacy of O-Pee-Chee hockey cards? It's a question that takes us back through decades of sports history. Well, they're a piece of Canadian history, deeply embedded in the cultural fabric of the nation. A reminder of a time when hockey was king and the sport dominated the hearts and minds of Canadians. The cards were a treasured collectible, cherished by young and old alike. They're also a testament to the enduring popularity of the game, a symbol of the sport's lasting impact. And the passion of the fans who collect and cherish these cards is truly remarkable. The Fosty brothers' new book, Collector's Guide to O-Pee-Chee Hockey, 1933 to 1995, is an invaluable resource for collectors, offering insights and information that are hard to find elsewhere. Their passion for the game and these cards are contagious, and their book acts as supplement to hockey card collectors to read as they look over their own collections. So the next time you see an O-Pee-Chee hockey card, take a closer look. Appreciate the history and the stories behind it. You're holding a piece of history in your hands, a tangible connection to the past, a reminder of the golden age of hockey cards and the timeless appeal they continue to hold.